we have the enemy who's twisting the word constantly. If you are this, and then finally he says, the enemy says, everything in this world has been given to me. He's not lying. We read through Scripture, it said that. God had let go and given it over to us. And he says, if you'll bow down and worship me, it's mine to give to you. And Jesus says, away from me. So, we find this fascinating because here's where it all started. What was he questioning about Jesus? His authority or his identity?
Identity.
Yeah. He wanted him to exercise his authority to prove his identity. Do this so that you can... And what Jesus is saying, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to do anything to prove who I am because I know who I am. And from there, because he knows who he is, he's overdone this. What does he begin to do? He walks in, turns water to wine, and begins to exercise authority over all diseases and all sickness and all demons. So much so that he's got to shut them up. He knows who he is. They know who he is. But they know now that he knows who he is. We got a big problem. Is the enemy worried about us being sick, or is he worried about us knowing who we are?
It's more about knowing who we are, because if we're more secure in ourselves, then we are more dangerous towards ourselves.
Think about it. What is our biggest struggle? What are we worried about?
We are our worst enemy.
Why? Even our provisions. We read the words, God will provide all our needs, and we go, but I made dumb mistakes. Right? I've made some dumb mistakes too. I was sitting in the bathtub today, and I was talking with Tammy, and I said, you know what? I made some stupid mistakes with finances. I've made some dumb mistakes. I've got credit cards I shouldn't have got. You know, we all do this stuff. Why? Because we're like, oh, we'll pay it off, but I really want this. Why? Because it's instant gratification. We need it. And some of it we did need. But some of it I got carried away because I was like, oh, well, I can do this. But now, oh my gosh, I've made a mess of it. But God's not sitting there going, oh, you screwed up, now I'm going to punish you. What the enemy keeps trying to do is keep robbing me from receiving. So I think, I can't do this, I can't do that. What am I really saying? I can't do anything because I believe I'm the one actually providing. Instead of saying, I mean, think about the prodigal son. He squandered everything. He comes back like we will.
You want another cookie?
Like, he comes back and he says, hey, listen,
Come here.
Dad, I made a mess. I've done this. I've screwed up. Why don't we just forget about it? Can I have a cookie?
Hey.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I'll give you one.
All right, I appreciate it.
One cookie for me. One
Okay.
cookie for me.
But what do they do? The father doesn't say, well, come work for me.
She left without getting the cookie. Uh-oh. She's calling in the crew.
That's cool. He says, here, put the robe around him, throw the signet ring. He just restored him to what? An authoritative figure. But what did he do before that? The father runs to the son and grabs him and says, my beloved. What did he restore first? His identity. You're my son. You're my daughter. Take the authority. How much do we need to understand we're his children so that we can begin? Like you said, man, I don't feel like having a good day. But why? Because it sucks. It's bad. It's crummy. It's going. What do I need to focus on? The fact that my dad owns the whole thing. Recently, I spoke at another congregation, and I was talking with them. I said, if I gave you a card, an ATM card, because that's what we all carry, and then they don't even give you checks anymore. But if I gave you a card, and I said, this has your name on it, and it had your name on it, and I had this, and I said, I have $1 million in there for you. You can go charge up to $1 million. You'll never see the balance in anything. I'll take care of it all. Just go charge. And you're kind of poor. You're kind of, you're struggling, because we're all struggling, right? I think we're all struggling.
Want some of this?
Oh, okay. So we're all struggling. We all got this thing. So, but I say, here's the card. Go get groceries. Go get a new car if you need it. Go do what you need to do. It'll be taken care of. Right? And I come back 2 weeks later, and you're in the same condition. What happened? Did you have the card? You received it, right?
Yeah?
Did you believe me?
No, see, me, I would probably think I'm not worthy of that. I can't.
Yeah. I'm not
That's what I do.
So that's what God has been showing us. God is trying to say,
It's not that I'm denying him or denying, but it's
But you are. You are denying it. I've given you $1 million.
denying who he is, but I'm saying
You're denying.
I'm denying myself. Depriving
Yeah, you're
myself.
depriving yourself. Why?
And you know what the
Because
Lord...
you don't think you're worthy, and I'm saying you are. I've given you $1 million. Go do whatever you want. And you're going, well, who are you? I'm the creator. You didn't create yourself. Who are you to tell me what you're worthy of and what you're not?
I don't know.
But that's what we do. You know why?
Like I said earlier, my name is Mud.
Yeah, but our names aren't Mud. Our names are never supposed to be Mud. The enemy wants our names to be Mud.
My name's Jason.
Why?
Yeah.
I started back in the garden, and he continues to pull us into the light. Well, if you really were a son of God, you wouldn't do this. If I'm truly a son of God, it doesn't matter what I do. Think about it. Jesus could have turned the stones into bread, and it wouldn't have changed the difference. He was still the Son of God. He just chose not to. It's not what we do. It's all about who we are. And who we are is not who we say we are. Because there's one greater than us.
I don't even know what to say I am anyway.
Now that's where we have to start thinking. Who are we?
No, I think about that all the time.
Well, and that's where I was going to. And actually it came to me while I was sharing Jason. We were sitting at this table, and I looked out there, and I saw it vividly. This dead corpse. And really, what I saw was kind of like myself laying there, just this rotting old corpse laying there. But I saw this huge, humongous, beautiful, awesome, like spectacular red, yellow, orange. It had purple tips and white flower. I mean, it was just, I've never seen a flower like this. It was like spectrum rainbow. I was like, what is this?
It was a Matt Youngblood flower.
It was so amazing that I couldn't, but I didn't see the flower first. What I saw was the dead corpse first. And I mean, I'm not talking about, I just saw liver. I mean, I saw it in detail. I saw the skin rotting off, the bone and everything. And I saw this little, I mean, it wasn't huge. It was like this little thing, this little green thing that was shooting up out of the chest. Something you wouldn't even pay attention to. It was thin. It was little. It was like smaller. It was like thinner than this, right? Just coming up out of the chest, and I was like, what is that? And then my eyes, as I was talking, I just peered back, and all of a sudden there's this huge thing that kept me like this. I couldn't look down anymore. And I know the Lord said to me, he goes, Matt, I see this. I don't see that.
Isn't that awesome?
Why do you keep focusing on that? That's dead and buried. You're not that. You're this. You're this spectacular thing that no one has ever seen before. No one has. And if you will just live in the presence of me, others will be able to see this, but you can't live there if you're always focusing on something. God's looking at saying, I can't even see that. Because why? He goes, I'm looking down. All I see is the new. I don't see the dirt that's rising up. I don't see where.
It's over on the, here, I'll get it.
I got it, Penny. I got it.
Well, his name is on it, it's,
Yeah.
Sprite.
Okay. There you go, Jesse.
I got to put it separate.
You want some more? You want to bring it over to me? Or are you done?
He's thinking about that.
You want some more? Or are you good? All right.